If you clicked on this video, you probably want to know how much it costs to buy a home in Dallas. This video focuses on home sale prices in neighborhoods in Dallas proper and the key pieces of information that really need to be considered when you're thinking about buying or selling a home in the area. Feel free to use the chapters to jump around and look at the information that interests you most, but make sure you stick around to the end for my 5 key takeaways. And never forget, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up at any time, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel, or have it delivered to your inbox every month. There's a link to join my newsletter mailing list in the video description below. Let's get started. Okay, so in January of 2025, the average sale price for a home in the city of Dallas was $686,326. That was unchanged from December and up about 5% year over year. That's a great piece of information, but Dallas is a pretty big place and your search is probably going to be neighborhood specific. So let's look at how much it costs to buy a home in Dallas's most popular areas. So this chart breaks down those neighborhoods from most to least expensive, and here are the things that I think are noteworthy. First, the average sale price in North Dallas was down slightly year over year and month over month, but it remained the most expensive of all of the areas tracked in this monthly update. Number 2, sale prices were also down month over month and year over year in Oak Lawn. Inventory, or the supply of homes available in this area, rose substantially last year, and that has contributed to lower prices. At 9.9% and 9.1%, East Dallas and neighboring Lake Highlands continue to outperform other parts of Dallas in terms of appreciation. Lastly, number 4, Oak Cliff remained the most affordable area in Dallas to buy a home. I also think it's worth noting here that home prices in Oak Cliff have kind of plateaued. So I think $420,000 might be the ceiling for this area right now. So the list to sale price ratio is another piece of information that's helpful in determining how much it costs to buy a home in Dallas. So this is typically the part of the presentation where I tell you that on average, home buyers throughout Dallas paid anywhere between 92 and 96% of the seller's original asking price for the home that they purchased in January. However, the average list to sale price ratio dropped significantly in 2 areas in Dallas. Last month in Northwest Dallas, the average list to sale price ratio dropped to 90.7% from 95.7% in January of last year. And in North Dallas, buyers paid 89.7% of the seller's original asking price, which was down 6.3% year over year. Now, this is the first month that I've seen this statistic slip, which means there's not enough information to determine whether or not it's a trend or a shift in the market. But I will keep an eye on it to see if it rebounds in the coming months, because we're coming up on spring market and that's the time of year when buyers are typically most active. So if you clicked on this video simply for information on sale prices, that portion of the program has concluded. I'm going to move on to some other pieces of information that speak to market conditions in Dallas in January, which could impact the upcoming spring market. So let's start with the number of sales that actually closed in January. In Dallas proper, sales were down about 15% year over year. Sales were down in East Dallas, Oak Cliff, Northwest Dallas, and North Dallas. Home sales were up in Far North Dallas and Lake Highlands. They were unchanged in Oak Lawn. So what's normal for our market is for closed home sales to bottom in December and go back up in January and then continue to go up month to month until we hit the unbearable heat of the summer. However, the number of homes that went under contract in January was also lower in all of Dallas and in all of the areas that I cover in this market update. So in my opinion, this dip in sales is the result of sale prices continuing to go up, the perception that mortgage interest rates are too high, and the limited amount of inventory that's available on the market right now. So this is obviously a good time to talk about how much inventory and how many months of supply were available in January. So I realize that the term months of supply, it may sound like real estate jargon, which is kind of annoying, but please stick with me because it is relevant in determining home values and costs. Months of supply isn't all about the number of homes that are on the market for sale. In the housing market, months of supply is the amount of time it would take for all of the homes that are currently on the market to sell if nothing else was listed. So that means that how quickly buyers are buying those property or buyer demand is factored into months of supply. It's also the stat that's used to determine whether we're in a buyer's market or if conditions are more favorable for home sellers. So 6 months of inventory means that the market is balanced between buyer demand and seller inventory. Less than 6 months typically means that market conditions favor home sellers, while more than 6 months of inventory favors home buyers. So in January in the city of Dallas, there was 3.6 months supply of homes for sale. That was up from 3.2 months in December and also up from 2.7 months in January of 2024. So in January, market conditions still favored sellers, which really means that home prices continue to rise, which we already established in the first part of the video. Again, what's most important for buyers and sellers to know is what's going on in their area. So let's break it down. I mentioned earlier that Oak Lawn saw a significant increase in months of supply in 2024, and that has continued into 2025. This is really the only neighborhood in Dallas that's considered a buyer's market. Market conditions that favor home buyers have resulted in the average sale price in Oak Lawn dropping from month to month since June of last year. Outside of Oak Lawn, all of the other areas have between 4 and 2.5 months of supply, and market conditions in these areas favor home sellers. Okay, so what does all of this really mean, and what are the key takeaways for someone who's looking to either buy or sell a home in Dallas in 2025? Here are my 5 key takeaways. Number 1, you need to know home sale prices continue to rise, but at a slower pace than the boom years of the recent past. Number 2, prices continue to go up despite higher levels of inventory and fewer closed sales. So this substantiates my position that our housing market is extremely resilient. Number 3, industry experts do not expect any large adjustments to mortgage interest rates in 2025. They will probably hold somewhere between 6 and 7% this year. Number 4, since home sale prices haven't really dropped and the costs of borrowing money are likely to hold as well, buyers who are price sensitive should do something sooner than later. And 5, sellers still need to properly prepare their home for the market and price it appropriately. Homes that are overpriced tend to sit on the market. Today's buyer would rather wait to see a price drop than offend a seller by making an offer that's more in line with recent sales. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like this content, give it a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel, or have a monthly market update delivered to your inbox every month by subscribing to my newsletter. There's a link in the video description below. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.